said, had a really good day yesterday. ACC Network being here, that was always good. One little tidbit that I didn't give you yesterday because there was so much stuff going on is Paul Chris is here. Obviously, former Pitt head football coach. Went up to Wisconsin. So he was here yesterday. He's also here today, and he'll be here tomorrow too. So just spending 3 days, just listening, talking ball. He was at the University of Texas a year ago. So we're excited to have another Pitt head football coach back here. We had Wannstedt back, I think, in June, I believe it was, or late May after spring ball. So that's always a touch. So you'll see him out here if you recognize him. So just to give you a heads up there. But situationally yesterday, had some really good 2-minute situations, had red zone situations, and today we'll get a little coming out. We're in shells today. So questions?
What specifically are you looking for from the defense tomorrow in the scrimmage?
So, again, specifically, I'm looking, like, as a head coach, I'm looking at both offense, defense, special teams. We want to see it all, Amanda. But, the big thing is enthusiasm, number one. Okay? And I'm going to say that, like, I always say this, whoever wins that Jersey scrimmage will come out with enthusiasm. That'll be it. And then turnovers. Okay? Those will be the two. Like if you go back through the last 10 years and said whoever wore the blue jersey, the white jersey, who won the Jersey scrimmage, it comes down to turnovers and emotion, okay, and enthusiasm. Whoever has that wins a scrimmage. So that's what I'm looking for is guys playing with enthusiasm. And it's crazy how one unit's going to be a little bit cranked up more than the other unit. Why is that? I have no idea. But I mention the same thing every year. I'll mention it tomorrow morning to them. I'll mention it tonight, and we'll find out what they got tomorrow. So I'm looking for guys to play. Have fun out here, and I think enthusiasm is critical. And that'll be quiet time tomorrow.
With Paul Chris being a little bit more offensive-minded and you being a little bit more defensive-minded, is it nice to be able to bounce back and forth?
Yeah, no doubt about it. I sat with him obviously with the offense yesterday in meetings, watching practice and all that. But but again, head coaches he's defensive-minded. And we were talking last night and with somebody else that's not a coach, and it's just like talking ball, and it's like. Well, yeah, he's an offense guy. He doesn't know. Yeah, he does know, just like I know. I mean, we're talking about defensive personnel, and talking about Aaron Donald. Of course, his name came up about how disruptive he is, but he knows what a disruptive guy. People, offensive guys know what defensive good players are because you better know who they are, or you won't be able to block them. You won't have a scheme for them. So it's all the same, but it's football.
Has the defense been better at limiting some of those big plays that they gave up last weekend?
Yes. I think it was 4 yesterday, and if we give up 4 probably a day, it's good for the offense. But yeah, I mean, Blue took a 2-minute drill yesterday. Blue had about a 73-yard touchdown, quick screen, took it to the house. Like, holy cow, and outran everybody. So that wasn't a good thing for the defense, but for the offense, you like to see it. And as a head coach, I'm happy, but I'm not happy if there's 10 of them. But I guess I'll be happy if there's 10, and it's against an opponent.
We've heard Blue's name a lot. I mean, did you expect him to kind of be this impactful this early in camp?
Yes. I mean, we saw it last spring, so I knew he'd be a guy that's going to be a difference maker, I think. I mean, I'm really excited about, what he's going to give our offense this year. I think he's the best ball-in-hand guy we've had in the last couple of years. That's including, Mumfield, who I thought was good with the ball in his hand, but he's a guy that can make plays when he catches a short pass, and that's what you want. Anybody can, run a good route. Coach Bell and JJ, they're going to get guys open, catch a ball, fall down. I get you, and do that. We'll get you open, teach a couple moves. But it's a guy that can get the yards after the catch. It's critical.
How have you seen Kenny Johnson channel the kind of spring he had into 8 practices here?
Yeah.
Just what kind of things do you think he's capable of in 2025?
Yeah, Kenny has grown up. It's just he's got a different look. He's got a different attitude. It's not just about catching the ball. He's worried about the details. I mean, you just see him growing up, at a different level. And it's hard to explain exactly what that is, but, it's just he's mature. He's thinking about the right things, not the wrong things. If he doesn't get the ball thrown to him, it's like, you got to run a better route. He understands. So it's not even worried about getting the ball. It's worried about how good a route do I run? Am I in the right place for the quarterback? And the communication that him and Eli have. He's made some big plays too, out on the field and did yesterday as well.
You mentioned Braylon Lovelace on Media Day as a guy to kind of watch on the defense and how impressed you've been with him. You compared him to Sebastian Dennis, and we know what that's that's a high compliment coming from you. What has he shown you over the last 2 years and this spring and this summer that reminds you of Voss?
You know, the first thing is just being able to move in and play that Mike position. So he's smart like Voss is, and it was an easy, smooth transition for him. But you know, anytime you can take an outside linebacker and move him into Mike, and I think Kyle Lewis could do it. I think you know, Heem could do it, but I want to keep those guys where they were and move that third best guy as far as outside linebackers go and move him right into that Mike, which is just a natural. So that's what makes you think of him as you know, kind of like, you know, Shavassi Dennis a little bit. So I think that's part of it. But he's, you know, he's done a nice job out there. You know, let's hope he's as tough, and you know, we'll find out. You know, we can make those comparisons in August. Let's, you know, I want to make that comparison after December and January.
I think he told me on media day he had watched every snap Servassier played, like gone back.
He told you that?
I think he did.
Okay, I was gonna say I didn't tell him that.
Right, but I mean, does
I didn't know that.
Sort of speak to his, because Servassier had that kind of.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's news to me, so I appreciate the news. I told you I don't read that stuff. Thanks for not sending me anything like that. But no, it's good. That's interesting to say that because I make that comparison. I'm sure he watched it before I made that comparison. He didn't go back after I said that, you know, date-wise. But I can see that. I mean, you know, those guys go back and watch tape. I mean, that's the thing about our football team. We teach them how to watch tape. They are gym, you know, film rats, whatever you want to call it. I mean, they're going to evaluate the game.
I mean, obviously we talk about Kyle, we talk about Rasheem. Braylon had 10.5 tackles for loss last year. If he's playing the middle, will he get as many opportunities to do that, or will you?
Yeah.
Also
Did
send him
Shavassi
out?
make enough plays? I mean, again, all those three guys are going to make plays. I mean, and it just depends on where it goes. And each one of those guys has to do their job. And some, you know, it's like everybody getting that high expectations for Kyle Lewis making all these plays. Kyle may not make it. Maybe it's Lovelace making more because it's not getting to him, okay? And people are going to be running away from Kyle Lewis, I'm sure, if they're smart or doing things to isolate, you know, work, you know, maybe his weakness or whatever that is. But, you know, I mean, they're all three. Shoot, our D-line's built. The whole defense is built for anybody to make plays. Just do your job. Don't try to make, you know, just do your job.